Hey everyone, JSD Cool here, and welcome to another episode of Coolcraft Season 6. In the last episode, I built this building here, which houses my lighting shop, as well as the concrete converter, which I still haven't made an entrance to. In this episode, I'm going to start by tying up some loose ends here in downtown, because it's very unlikely that we're going to be expanding off a street there, or basically anywhere there isn't already a street going off. There's no real need to have an intersection going all ways there. So I'm going to start by tidying all that stuff up into just making these three-way intersections. Alright then, that is better. I've plugged up throughout downtown here all the excess roads that were leading, or intersections that led to nowhere, and I even came over here to my base and did the same thing with the roads around the International Trade Tower here. As you can see, this intersection is now just a curve. Moving on from that, in between episodes, I found this trident hanging out in a drown's hand in the ocean. While I was doing something completely unrelated that just happened to involve killing a bunch of drowns. So, yeah, now I'm gonna go get this thing enchanted, and yeah, we'll spend a hot second doing that. With just the books that I already have in my villager setup, I managed to get these enchantments on the trident here. I believe I'm missing Impaling, and there's definitely no Riptide books here, so I might want to spend some time getting that, but beyond that, yeah, pretty good trident. I'm gonna go get it repaired now, but yeah, that's that. So, I managed to finally get all the enchantments necessary for this trident here, and I decided to go into the ocean to start testing it, and I got another one, which is pre-enchanted with Impaling too. So, yeah, now I'm gonna go spend a bunch of emeralds and stuff to enchant this one with Riptide and stuff. Up next, it's time for me to actually get updating this map here in the Nethers. I have made some changes since the last time it was updated, and those should be reflected in the map, like the highway over here now going that way, and also, of course, last episode building on this plot here. So, step one with all that is update these maps. All up to date, or at least the bits that are relevant to what we're about to do here are up to date. There's definitely a lot of stuff that's happened in JRD Cool's area over there, which I have not bothered doing at all. Maybe we'll get to that in a future episode, but anyhow, over this way, and specifically actually right here, we will now start by, yeah, converting this into the current accurate representation. Alright, there we are. That was, pretty simple as expected, but this area being the light shop, this area being currently empty, and apparently my sounds are off right now. This over here being the highway turning this way. I don't know how much of this area is going to get developed or even ever mapped in the Nether, but that is, I guess, for the future. Now I'm going to go head into the overworld, and actually we're going to talk about what we're doing in this area here. I am, of course, referring to this little plot of land here right behind the villagers, where, yeah, we have something that's planned to go, so I'm going to, I guess, hop into a time-lapse right now with me building right here in this area. Yes, the building here is a parking garage. We had actually planned this before the start of the season that we were going to build a parking garage here, along with the whole villager enclosure and this central building over here. Oh, and my frame rate's saying, hey, there's an unwanted visitor on the roof. But yeah, haven't got around to building it until now, that is, and we can, take you through the basic tour. So we have the gates here at the entrance exit, the buttons basically here to just operate them. I think I'm supposed to put something down there, but I can't be bothered to put something there right now. Obviously, there's the operating booth here. Gotta put glass in the front here. But yeah, that's that. I don't know exactly why there's a line here, considering I'm pretty sure vehicles should be able to turn through that to get into this section on the first floor of the garage, where, you know, we just basically go around back, have parking spaces, nothing too interesting there. Of course, we do go over to the ramp here, where there are technically parking spaces on the ramp here, as well as the road, as you would expect from a real-life parking garage. Oh my gosh, my frame rate is dying. As we go up, it's all pretty simple with just the same old parking space on the side. Corners are kind of blocked off, and, you know, the road, the ramp, and, you know, walls in the center on the other side, so that you could theoretically, oh, frame rate again. Okay, we can walk up down the line in the center without having to jump like you would on the slabs on the side, as you know the trick, carpet on top of a wall or fence. There's this. Once you get up to this floor, though, we do get past the height of the villager enclosure here. So that is why we have had these stairs here that I put in when I built the villager enclosure, which for some reason allows you to get up to the roof. I don't exactly remember why that was. But yeah, that's something that you can do. These, I believe, were supposed to be andesite stairs, but for some reason I built them as stone brick, and I cannot be bothered to change it. So yeah, that's that. Anyhow, we can continue up here to, I think, what is the last floor. Once again, seeing same stuff as we saw before on the previous floors, just, you know, parking spaces aligned, blah, 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 ramp all the way up to the roof here, where we're at the roof of the parking garage. And yeah, we just don't have a floor above it. This just ends here, and yeah, we just got parking spaces like that. And now I need to restart my game as it's looking like that. But yeah, that's the parking garage. The next thing I'm going to work on here in this episode is actually doing the terraforming around the edges of downtown here. Because as you can see, most of the time when we have roads, there's just kind of this void underneath them and no real thing on the sides, which means it's kind of hard to get on top of the roads if you don't have an elytra. Now, the reason why this is because I had the flying machines a bit too low when I bombed out this entire area way earlier in the season. And obviously, until now, haven't had the will or mindset to go back and actually get correcting this issue. So I think I'm going to go start tackling that now. And then after that, I can see what we're doing about the interior of the blocks. A while later, and yeah. I've completed the terraforming of the outside of the city here. As you can see, I have actually expended a fair amount of dirt here, filling in absolutely everywhere that the underside of the road was visible, doing retaining walls over the water here and such. Of course, this side was mostly in mountain, but also I took care of this in the last episode a little bit with the town hall here. The only kind of real exception to this is kind of over in Jared Cool's area because, well, that's his problem and not mine to deal with making the road not float. Although maybe he wants this to be a bridge. I don't know. And then also up this way, I think he's trying to build some sort of port thing up this way in the maybe never happening future. Who knows? Anyhow, I basically just left him to deal with that, but besides that, the rest of the city has no more, at least externally floating roads. The inside of the roads are still very much floating in many places, which I will be taking care of momentarily. But yeah, that brings us all the way around here. Although, mind you, I did just realize that this intersection here is indeed three-way, and I don't know if I'm ever going to build anything out this way. But I can't be bothered to make this a corner, just a curve, because that's kind of annoying going from 4 lanes to 2 lanes. So I'm just going to leave this here for now. Because why not? Hours later, I have done exactly what I said I was going to do and started filling in some of the centers of these blocks. I did this block, that block, and that block, and this is taking me a long time. But I have completely filled them in flat with stone, which looks actually, admittedly, a lot better and a lot more ready for actual things to get built on top of them. This block is a little bit of a different story, as someone's kind of started building something here, and I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm probably just gonna take this and lift it up a few blocks and build a flat ground underneath it, but that is not what I am doing today. The blocks over here are also a little bit more complex, as we'd start to get into things like there being a bunch of terrain in the way, or there being a bit of a slope, or the road sloping, and also the ground not being entirely level or below the line. But I'm not going to worry about that today, because this is the end of the episode. So, I just want to say, hey, I have reached 50 subscribers, which, wow, this season has been immensely successful as a subscriber, so thank you for subscribing. So therefore, I'm gonna have to say thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Please make sure to like and subscribe. Check out my game, which I have released a new update for in the last couple weeks, which is linked in the description. And I will see you all in the next episode of Coolcraft Season 6. Bye!